If you don't live under a rock, then you probably know about Pablo Escobar and the hit series on Netflix, Narcos. What you probably don't know, though, is the series is hiding some things from us. But don't worry, dear viewer, because our detectives, our writers, have gone through the internet, yes, all the internet, and found out the true stories behind some of these and in some heavy fictionalized things that shocked us. Are you ready to learn the truth? Let's go! Number 1, something's not right. Even though Wagner Moura, the actor who plays Escobar in Narcos, has been nominated for a Golden Globe and praised by lots of people about his performance, there's a lot of Colombians who couldn't stand seeing the man on the screen. Now, as an outsider, you probably think the reason the Colombians got angry is because the actor portrayed him wrong, or because they didn't want to see someone who they hated or who they loved. He has both fans and haters. They didn't want him being depicted as something he wasn't. But my friends, the reason is none of these. You want to take a guess at what made the locals angry? It was his accent. You see, Wagner Moura is Brazilian, and even though he reportedly spent time in Medellin trying to learn the accent properly, the locals say he completely failed, and it infuriated them to listen to him, especially since Pablo was such a proud Colombian. Number 2, they blew this. If you're a fan of movies with drug lords, real or fictional, then you probably have watched the hit Blow with Johnny Depp and Penelope Cruz. Blow is the real-life story of George Young, who was a cocaine smuggler and worked closely with the Medellin cartel. George, while serving a sentence in prison, met Carlos Leder. Carlos, seeing the potential, introduced him to none other than Escobar. This is where the problems with Narcos start. First off, Young doesn't appear in Narcos at all, even though he played a prominent role in the operation. Imagine that he was released in 2014 from prison after serving 20 years. Secondly, the way that Leder is portrayed in Narcos is lacking, to say the least, and that's coming from people who actually knew him. How you holding up so far? If you like learning these juicy details about your favorite show, just hang on, continue watching, because let us tell you, Netflix hides way more important things than those, and they're coming right up. Also subscribe and leave a comment saying, "I subscribed," and I'll personally reply to your comment. Number 3, I'm not dead. I repeat, I'm not dead. For reasons unknown, the Netflix hit series decided to stray further away from the actual conclusion of the love story between the journalist Virginia Vallejo, known as Valeria Velez in Narcos, and Pablo. You see, in Narcos, Escobar develops a love affair with the journalist, which was true in real life as well. But here's where the differences start. Pablo is on the run at some point and separated from his family. He meets Valeria and asks her to smuggle a phone to his family. The family at this point was staying in a hotel guarded by authorities. He even offers her money, but she refuses. She then sets up an interview with Tata Escobar, and obviously the meeting between the wife and mistress is uncomfortable, to say the least. Later, guess who ends up dead in front of the hotel? Valeria! Well, it must have been a real shock to Virginia, the real Valeria, when she saw it, because she's very much alive today and actually released a book called Loving Pablo Escobar. She never smuggled any phones to the family, neither had she seen Pablo for 10 years at the time of his death, and obviously was not murdered. Virginia even sued the series for infringement of her memoir, but failed. Number 4, In Search of the Search Block. The idea of the search block was created by the Colombian government, which was a group that couldn't be corrupted by Escobar and could finally bring him to justice. In charge of the group was a man named Hugo Martinez. The DEA helped them, but the search block did most of the wiretapping and surveillance, which was issued by the Colombian government. Now, if you've watched this series, you'll understand that there's some problems here. First of all, there's no such person as Colonel Carrillo, the supposed leader of the group in real life, and secondly, the search block was created after Pablo escaped from prison and not in the early 80s, and thirdly, since they put the character of Hugo Martinez in the series, why not make him the actual leader of the group? Confused? So are we! We're almost in the middle of today's video, and this is the perfect time to ask for your support. Show us your love and hit that like button in the video, then go right ahead and subscribe to our channel and turn those notifications on. Also, after this video is over, don't be sad. There's so much more to enjoy. Just visit our channel and you'll see for yourself. Ready to continue? Number 5, How it all went down. The general accepted idea is that Escobar was killed by the search block, and this is what was portrayed in the series. The chronicle goes something like this. On December 2, 1993, in Los Olivos, Pablo and El Limon, his bodyguard, were chased on the rooftops of Medellin by the search block, which eventually shot and killed him. The family of Pablo Escobar, though, believes the story went down quite differently. His relatives say he committed suicide by shooting himself in the ear. Pablo apparently had told them he would never let them capture him, and even taught his son Sebastian the best way to commit suicide if he's ever trapped, by shooting yourself in the ear. In the series, though, this theory is not examined at all and is shown that the final shot is delivered by Trujillo, who was based on a real person. I guess we'll never know the truth. Number 6, the Mugshot Chronicles. Pablo Escobar was so beloved by the people of Medellin and had such a high influence over local authorities that the DEA had a hard time finding something to bring him down on. In the series, one of the key moments is when they discover a mugshot from earlier years and subsequently track down the police photographer who took the picture. That photo exposed him and stopped him from moving up in the politics world. In reality, it wasn't the DEA that found the mugshot, much to their annoyance, but a guy named Williamero Cano, who was the editor of El Espectador and remembered that he had published a story that included that specific mugshot. He found it in his archives, and then it became a public story. Sorry, DEA. Number 7, the NotSoSweet Grandma. As a fan of the series, we're certain you fell in love with the character of Hermilda, Pablo's mother. She's portrayed as that loving and caring woman, both as mother and grandmother, and even going to lengths of stitching cocaine to vest in order for it to be smuggled out. How sweet. Later in the series, she's on the run with Pablo, her grandchildren, and her daughter-in-law. And when the family goes their separate ways with Pablo, she leaves her daughter-in-law and the children to return to Pablo, even though it would be dangerous. She finds out about Pablo's death on the way. Well, at least that's how Narcos portrayed the story. Sebastian, her grandson, says she never stitched cocaine to any vest, and he'd wish she was as good of a grandma as she's portrayed to be. He also said she made a deal with the Cali cartel betraying Pablo, so she and her other sons could live a peaceful life. Wow, Grandma, we didn't expect that of you. Well, we've made it to the top 3. Are you ready to see if we kept the best for last? Prepare to be even more shocked about the very interesting facts that Netflix hid about Escobar. Number 8, politician? Not really. Narcos has us believe that apart from a notorious drug lord, Pablo Escobar was also a prominent politician. While there is some truth to that, it's heavily fictionalized to make him look like a golden boy. He might have aspired to become president one day. He may even have become a member of Congress of the Republic, but the events in real life are quite different from the series. For example, Hario Ortega remained under the influence of Pablo, and he never resigned. Also, Luis Carlos Galen never accepted any bribes from Escobar and actually publicly banned him from the liberal movement. On the other hand, Lara Bonilla did not denounce him, and he actually attended meetings in Congress. Number 9, the bloody wedding? You don't have to be a drug lord to understand that if there's two powerful drug cartels, they're gonna be at war. That was the case with the Medellin cartel and the Cali cartel. In an attempt to stop having problems, Escobar made a deal with the Cali cartel to divide distribution in the U.S., with the Medellin taking over Miami and Cali taking over New York. But the peace didn't last long, and Pablo ends up planning a bomb at Gilberto Rodriguez's daughter's wedding. All this happened in the series, but there's no proof that the U.S. territory agreement ever happened, and also there's no attack at the daughter's wedding, since Escobar complied with the agreement not to attack family members. Number 10, why would you get this wrong? We're going to leave you with a light topic away from all the drugs and deaths. Let's talk about Escobar's favorite football team and the weirdest thing that the Netflix hit series got wrong, in our opinion. In both the series and in reality, the fact that Escobar was a huge football fan is clearly shown. He was a huge supporter of the Colombian national team and had hopes that someday he would see them win the World Cup. Now you can guess what the series got wrong, which enraged his son so much he even posted on Facebook about it. We'll tell you. In the series, his favorite team is supposed to be the Atlético Nacional, while in reality, he was a big supporter of the Deportivo Independiente Medellin. I mean, why would you even get this wrong? Well, there you have it for today. These are the top 10 things that Netflix is hiding about Pablo Escobar's movie. Now it's time to hear from you. What lie shocked you the most and why? And let us know in the comments. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and turn those notifications on so you'll never miss one of our newest videos. We'll see you next time.